Over the past 2 decades, rigorous studies have found that teachers who are successful at helping students make large academic gains can offset learning disadvantages associated with students' socioeconomic background, and can also increase students' chances of enrolling in college and earning relatively high wages once they enter the labor market. These studies have prompted school systems around the world to enact reforms to increase the effectiveness of their teachers. One approach that has recently gained traction in both developed and developing countries is to attract top college graduates into teaching. The impetus for this reform seems to stem from evidence indicating that teachers typically have lower cognitive skills than their peers in other professions, and that teachers with stronger subject matter knowledge are more successful at raising student test scores. In recent years, evidence that countries with the top global testing scores recruit teachers from the top of their high school classes has complemented these findings. In spite of policy experimentation on this front, we know very little about the factors that dissuade top college graduates from entering teaching. Prior studies on why individuals go into a profession focus on current entrants as opposed to potential or desirable entrants that rely solely either on what individuals say, that is, their expressed preferences, or on what they do, that is, their revealed preferences. And they rarely observe applicants at the exact time of career choice. Our study estimates the causal effect of providing information about the pay or working conditions in the teaching profession to top college graduates who applied to a highly selective alternative pathway into teaching in Argentina in 2012. These applicants are interested in entering teaching, but they have little prior exposure to the profession. After they had applied to the program, but before they were told whether they would move on to the next stage of the selection process, we randomly assigned them to one of 3 surveys. A control survey in which they were only asked about their motivations for applying to the program, a treatment survey that revealed to them information about their working conditions if they were admitted into the program, or a treatment survey that revealed to them information about their pay if they were admitted to the program. We then looked at whether applicants said that they wanted to withdraw their application to the program and whether they actually did so. We found that applicants who received information about pay or working conditions were much more likely to say that they wanted to drop out of the selection process, but they were actually no more likely to drop out. There is some evidence that some of this quote-unquote bluff results from the information provided to applicants, which makes some factors seem temporarily more salient. But this effect fades quickly once applicants go through the selection process. Importantly, the only group of applicants that did not bluff was the one with the highest undergraduate grade point averages and scores in the alternative pathway selection process. Those applicants were both more likely to report that they will drop out and to actually do so. We think these findings are important for 2 main reasons. First, they provide the first piece of causal evidence that self-reports of individuals are a poor predictor of their actual intentions of top college graduates to enter teaching. Secondly, they suggest that school systems will not be able to raise the aptitude of a pool of teacher recruits by more aggressive marketing alone. It will also be necessary to address or compensate for factors such as pay and working conditions that potentially could dissuade applicants from entering the profession.